with. If I feel it's denigrating, I won't do it. And if I feel that I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
Lear had just the project for Esther's abilities. He, Michael Evans, and writer Eric Monty began to develop Monty's The Black Family script, but they soon reached a creative impasse.
One note that I got every meeting was, you got to get rid of the father. A strong black man is not funny in a sitcom. And I was in a no, we got to have the father.
Despite some misgivings, Lear took the script to Esther role. The actress agreed to star in The Black Family under one condition. The father had to stay in the script.
I introduced the black father to this country. There never had been one in the whole of the country. And I risked my job by saying I won't do it unless you give me a husband for my children.
Truth about why I'm saying in the African American community why there is a shortage pool of available men. Why? Because of over incarceration. And the problem is that those are a lot of our brothers that we could be marrying. So when people look at that, if you're growing up in, like, say, the projects, right?
Yeah.
There are not a lot of men. And if those men are getting overly arrested, they can't get a job, then that pool is short.
Limited.
So thank you. Limited. So we have to fix the root problem. The root problem is, why aren't there enough available men so that women can get married? People want to be happy like Sierra.
Yeah.
But when she made this comment, they like, you lucked up because you're a celebrity. You're able to, he was able to find you and you was able to find him. But I'm sitting over here in the projects, or I'm working every day and I can't find dudes. Why? Because my dude's somewhere locked up. We need to start working on the fact of why these brothers.
Hi, I've been married for a year and a half, been with the same guy for 5 years, and thank you, Patrice, for finally saying the way it is. I think the key to a good relationship is that the woman has to realize that this is the way it is.
Wow, look at that.
Yep, and a lot of women feel that, but it's hard for a woman. That goes against everything about women in this society now.
Right.
Which is to submit to a man or to be humble to a man. It's against what we do. And so what she's saying is just nature. She's attracted to her man.
Debt collection. Trader dealer. Yeah. Bitch on my back, man. Don't let me rock for nothing, man. This shit is pissing me off. Fuck. Baby mom's on my back about Pampers and Similac, tampons and dish racks. I'm trying to get this Fisher pack. Every dollar she want all of it. She not letting me stack. I want to progress and move forward. She keep holding me back.
Please raise your right hand. State your name.
I, Bill De Blasio,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the State of New York
that I will support the Constitution of the State of New York, that I will support the Constitution of the State of New York, that I will support the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of the Mayor in the City of New York
the duties of the office of the Mayor in the City of New York
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's jump right into it. How is it that I have to obey the law, but a judge do not have to? Mayor De Blasio, look at this order. Look at the wordplay that the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe used. The Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe uses the word school. My daughter is not in school. She's in daycare. But that's not even that serious though. But that's semantics for whoever's over him. You understand what I'm saying? To make it look justifiable, but it's just so many flaws in his action. It's just ridiculous.
I swear to fucking God on everything I love, I should fucking kill you. That's the fuck I should do.
Mayor De Blasio, would you want your son or your daughter meeting with or even communicating with someone who said some shit like this to your children? That's a rhetorical question, but I think I know the answer to that. With that being said, why would the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, whom you extended his tenure without any valid reason, why would he order that I meet and communicate with someone who said this to me?
I swear to fucking God on everything I love, I should fucking kill you. That's the fuck I should do.
Is there a law to back up the fact that the judge ordered me to meet up with someone that literally said she should fucking kill me? As a native New Yorker, like others, we turn to you as our protector. Like we are your children. You know, because you're the mayor. But Mayor De Blasio, you literally gave the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe the right to kill. Look at the final order. Look at the final order, Mayor De Blasio. Let's look at the final order the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe made. Look at number 6. It reads, the father shall pick up and drop off the child at the New York Police Department, 73rd Precinct, when school is not in session. This means I have to meet with this person who have threatened my life and safety. The judge and every other facilitator for almost 3 years ignored what you just heard of me being threatened. And there's plenty more. Nonetheless, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe basically said, fuck all that. Go and meet her. Let's look at number 8. The parents are expected to resolve minor matters of compliance with this order and may utilize mediation or other means to facilitate communication between them to settle these issues without coming to court. Peep this, Mayor De Blasio. The parenting time provisions of this order may be modified on consent. Any changes to the parenting time provisions of this order that cannot be agreed upon by both parents can only be made by application to the court. This is what he's saying. He's saying that we should discuss, even though, you know, one threatened to kill the other one, we need to overlook something like that and figure something out. And if we can't, come back to court so they could continue to make more money off of her. Look, Mayor De Blasio, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, whom you extended his tenure without any valid reason, said in this order that we need to communicate. If someone would have threatened your life, would your security allow you to meet and communicate with that person? Well, Mayor De Blasio, you are my security. I got this impression from the time when the terrorist attacks in our city, you know, when there was terrorist attacks in our city, I would see you on TV giving a speech to ensure our safety. I have yet to hear you give a speech about these tribunal terrorists, these family court pirates who caused havoc on our city for decades. Mayor De Blasio, did you get rid of stop and frisk because it is unfair to minors and a violation of one constitutional rights? If so, what about family court stop and frisk methods? Do you know people are being murdered and committing suicide because of this system? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But anyway, let's look at number 10, Mayor De Blasio. it reads, each party must provide the other with a telephone number where he or she can be reached during the time the child is in his or her care. Now that's a violation of the law, because if I'm spending time with my daughter, there is no reason for the other parent to constantly contact me about nothing. That is called, all right, that's called parental alienation. My bad, I meant parental interference. Look it up, Mayor De Blasio, because I think you know already. But let me finish. It says, each parent shall provide the other with a current address and telephone number and will notify each other 72 hours of any changes in this information. Each parent will immediately notify the other regarding any emergencies involving the child. See, this is the day. This whole order, it's a piece of shit to me. It don't mean nothing to me. And besides, who the fuck is gonna do that? I'm not doing none of this shit in this order at all. Fuck, I had to give a number. I'm not doing that. Mayor De Blasio, I'm about to jump into April 3rd court hearing again. The one where I told the judge that, about him enforcing forged court orders. I know that you know about the law because, you worked with juveniles before, right? Is this a pattern to elevate in life for politicians or people in public servants, court officers? What I mean is working with kids. You worked with kids, then you became mayor. The Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, whom you extended his tenure without any valid reason, worked with Children Law Center, then became a judge. Maybe it's just a coincidence, or maybe it's just part of the plan. I don't know. Just asking.
So you know one thing, you're saying there is no law saying that I get 50-50 equal time?
There's nothing in the law that says,
okay.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen.
It's not there.
I'm sorry?
It's not in the law, I just wanted to hear you say it.
Yes, there is no law.
All right.
There's nothing that you will find in case law that or in statute by statute that says that.
Now, Mayor De Blasio, we both know that's a damn lie. That the judge who you extended his tenure for no justified reason just said. My point is, Mayor De Blasio, why do a fit father have to go through all of this under your watch? Why equal time isn't fair? This way, I can go my way and be a father to my child, and my daughter mother can go her way with the imperative godfather, whose advice is putting her deeper and deeper in quicksand. Anywho, I want to ask you something, Mayor De Blasio. I'm going to put the pen down for a minute. I will finish writing my terms of endearment letter to the Mayor Bill De Blasio a little later. But let's break down April 3rd, 2017 court hearing, so maybe you can recognize the atrocities and their schemes for if you are in some type of similar legal situation that deals with the court system.
So your name?
I am an organic living being and soul.
Your name, sir?
I just told you. That's what we're getting.
May I have your name?
Right here is very key. I will explain this to the fullest later in this video. But ask yourself, why do the bailiffs ask you to state your name? When you are in front and you in a courtroom waiting to hear your name, and they call your name, that should be enough right there, right? That means that is you. You came in there, they allow you to come in there. But the crazy thing about it is, it got to the point where the bailiffs wouldn't even require for me to check in. Now this is part of how I know it's collusion, because everybody in the courtroom that's going to that part or that courtroom with that judge, They go and check in. They say their name, see their name on the list, they check in. It got to the point they ain't even ask my name. My daughter, mother, lawyer will already go in the courtroom. The bailiff will come in, everybody will check in, and I'll be sitting right there behind the pole, just looking at him. And he'll go back in the courtroom. Then he'd come back out and call our names. So one time I said, let me ask you something. Why you didn't call my name? He said, because I saw you there. He never looked at me. But that's because she went in there and they had the game plan and they saw me. And they were discussing the game plan in front. When I say they, I'm talking about the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe and my daughter's mother, lawyer. They would discuss how they're gonna come at me and what tactics they're going to use in front of the stenographer, the bailiffs, everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So just the point that they never required me, they stopped requiring me to check in. It just shows that it was conspiracy involved. But think about when you're in school and the teacher is taking attendance. The teacher say John or Jane Doe, whatever your name is, and you say here. Here, this has to do with jurisdiction. And the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe and myself are going to prove this to you in this video.
Sir.
Objection. You need to recuse yourself today, and before you recuse yourself, you need to meet my demands.
I'm sorry.
Now, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe right here is supposed to ask, why do I want him to recuse himself? Especially if he feels that he has done an excellent job and everything legitimately. Maybe I have a legitimate reason by law for him to recuse himself. Judges recuse themselves every day. But this judge, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, feels it in his soul that he is protected by not just the Second Department, which he stated is the highest court in this area, Mayor De Blasio, Governor Cuomo, or however you say his name, and the 11th Amendment would state that he has immunity, or he can't be touched regardless what he does. You need to recuse yourself today, and before you recuse yourself, you need to meet my demands.
I'm sorry, I need to meet your command.
Listen, see? The Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe thinks that this is a joke, but the bailiffs know that it's not a joke. They are in the courtroom when all of the planning happens. While the Honorable Dean Kusakabe act like he didn't understand me, he's actually smiling like it's a game. Meet my demands.
The application to recuse myself was denied at this time. The application to recuse myself was denied at this time. The application to recuse myself was denied at this time.
See, he didn't even ask why. He just denied it. This shows that he done fucked up shit. And, he done fucked up shit and is using his position as muscle. But I wouldn't let up. You can't go on with this case no longer. You denied me my rights for over a year and a half, and then for the past 6 months, you enforced a court document where someone forged your signature. Right then and there, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe was supposed to look into what I just mentioned, because my allegations are very serious on every level. From a civilian to the county to the city to the state to the federal, any type of forgery is very serious. Listen to what Royale said about his similar situation.
So I show up. They say, "Did you get this paperwork?" Nope. So they try to give it to me. Now the difference between me and a lot of the brothers out there, the reason why I was actually able to get this, to understand what was going on was because this case was what they did was the paperwork looked good, but the signature was wrong. I'm an artist, so from illustrating and being familiar with signatures and things like that, I realized the signature didn't match. What they wound up, the judge's signature, the judge wound up ruling in my favor when I filed an objection. Now, what they did, what the magistrate wound up doing was the magistrate wound up creating paperwork that looked like the judge created paperwork, forged the judge's signature, saying that the judge changed his mind to reverse the ruling and continue to have me in debt. So when I told him, nah, the signature's forged, she turned red. She's like, they almost lost their mind because everybody falls for the fake signature, like, because nobody can tell the difference, because this is something that they do. So out of all of this, that a lot of people that they think the system is fair and just, if they're forging signatures and lying, there's no way, if you're one of those, trying to be righteous and trying to be forthcoming about things, you're not dealing with a system that's righteous and forthcoming. Because not only are they forging signatures, they're trying to use actual intimidation, like they used with me. Because when I went back and I told them the signatures was forged, what they wound up doing was they created another motion to push it. Now you need the patience of a God. You need the patience of a God, because they'll drag this out. Even though I won, they didn't want to give me the paperwork. So that is one of the issues where you got to realize, like, this is something when you're dealing with the court system, and anybody who deal with the court system, one day is like 3 months, okay, in a court. But when I went back to the court, they would save my case for last. They flooded the court. They wound up having like 11 court officers surround me. Now you got to realize this is around the time of the Darren Wilson, George Zimmerman, where people were just getting shot for our brothers is getting just shot. Even if you're winning, they're going to pretend you're not, because what they did with me was they forged this signature. They sent court officers. By the time I finally did get to the judge that ruled in my favor, because I had to storm the court. And when I stormed the court, and the court officers was trying to push me out, which I got footage of a lot of this stuff. I got audio of a lot of this stuff that I put up at another time or whatever. What was happening was when they trying to push me out, I'm like, yo, they forged your signature to the judge. I screamed that shit out loud. They wasn't playing fair, so I wasn't playing fair. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo. And the court froze, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's going on? He's like, yo, just get him out. He's like, just do what the court officers. I'll see you in a minute, right? So, all right. He wound up letting me back in. So I go back in. There's nobody in there. No more people. They made sure all the people left. It's me, a room full of court officers, and a room full of lawyers. So he's like, he's standing there, some cowboy, judge. He's like standing there like, hey, what's going on? What's up? What are you talking about? What's the problem?
But watch what the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe say.
You can't go on with this case no longer. You denied me my rights for over 1.5 years, and then for the past 6 months, you enforced a court document where someone forged your signature. You defraud the court.
Okay, so Mr.
Objection. We can't go no further with this case.
Say you don't have the right to object. Say you don't have the right to object. Say you don't have the right to object.
He said, I don't have the right to object. As someone who is representing himself, I am my own voice. Therefore, I can object anything that I want. When a judge say I don't have the right to object, this is a lie. This is called fraud on the court. I watched a Rick W. video a while back, and he explained how you can object anything the opposing lawyers say about you. If anyone is alleging anything in court about you, they must be sworn in. Lawyers are not sworn in. They can make up anything they want about you. But peep the crookedness of the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe. Just listen. I'm gonna let it play for a minute.
Yes, I do. You defrauded the court. No one that commits a crime is allowed to preside over a matter in a court of law.
Mr. Spain, so let me first address do you want to be called Mr. Spain, or I didn't catch how you wanted
Objection. We cannot go on with this case.
Mr. Spain, please listen. First, let me just make sure that I'm addressing you properly.
No objection. You allowed a fraudulent court document to be enforced for over 6 months.
Okay, so Mr. Spain, we'll address that in a moment.
No, objection. Someone forged your signature on the court document, which you allowed to be enforced. We cannot go no further with this case until you recuse yourself.
Okay, so Mr. Spain, so let me just address Mr. Spain. Would you like to be called Mr. Spain if you want to?
Objection. You need to recuse yourself. I have sworn statements from not 1, not 2, but 3 handwriting analysts who are court qualified, who all in sworn statements stated that the document is a forged document. We cannot go any further with this case at all until you recuse yourself and meet my demands.
So Mr. Spain, you have no authority to make demands to the court.
You notice that he kept saying Mr. Spain. This is where the chess game gets real, and he loses. He wanted me to not just respond to Mr. Spain, but let him know what I wanted him to address me as. I'm going to let my partner, Royale, explain something to y'all.
Something like simple as when they ask you your name, they're trying to incorporate you automatically. Something as simple as name is locking you in. So you go to name legal definition, and you'll see what the legal definition for name is. So now when you start seeing the wordplay of these legal definition, with something simple as name, appearance, now that is going to lead from one thing to another. Actually, that's one of the ways that I find, that's how I was able to do my research. All right. Now, jurisdiction is how I actually was able to win my case, because they never had jurisdiction and I was able to prove it.
I'm going to go one further. When you state your name, you are telling the court that they have full authority over you in this matter. Even the lawyer say their name. Even the lawyers say their name. Not just to yield to the court mercy, but to also say that you are present and giving jurisdiction to the court. Look what I found. Listen to this, and listen to this very carefully, because this might can help you in your case in the future. You understand? This is a good weapon to use for default orders, especially in child support cases. Now listen to this. The right to adjudicate concerning the subject matter in the given case. To constitute this, there are 3 essentials. The court must have cognizance of the class of case to which the one to be adjudicated belongs. Second, the proper party must be present. And third, the point decided on must be substance and effect within the issue. Reynolds versus Stockton. That is a United States Supreme Court. Number 1 is saying the court must have knowledge of the class of case to which the one to be adjudicated belongs. Right? 2, the party must be present.
Mr. Spain, you're the original petition file chief first. Mr. Spain, you're the original petition file chief first. You're the original petition file chief. You're the original petition file chief. You're the original petition file chief.
See, what he said before he caught himself is that I am the original petitioner. Mayor De Blasio, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, whom tenure was extended by you without any praiseworthy reason, just said that I am the original petitioner. So, Mayor De Blasio, where is the decision on my order as the original petitioner? Where's the order of protection that was issued to me in 2015 and we never had a hearing for? Did they just disappear, Mayor De Blasio? Is there a dismissal order for either? Where did they go? Well, let's talk about this one order. Please pay close attention to what I'm about to say to you. I do not want to confuse you, Mayor De Blasio, or lose you in this breakdown. Grab your calendar and find June 25th, 2015. Keep that mark. Now, don't lose that mark of June 25th, 2015. A motion having been filed with this court on November 20th, 2015, requesting an order on an order to show cause granting the respondent mother holiday access schedule, and a judge of the court, upon examining the motion papers and supporting affidavit and herein the testimony in relation thereto and the following, have appeared blank, and Carol J. Shatino, Russell Spain, finds that the motion is granted and it is therefore, then it goes into the order. This order to show cause, starting at the second sentence, it reads, the mother shall have holiday parenting time from 12/24/15 to 12/27/15. If you go back to the holiday schedule, it revamped the visitation schedule to the point that I will get my daughter on her second birthday. But check this out. It say the father have holiday parenting time from 12/30/15 till 1/3/16. Peep this though. Who gets the 28th and 29th of December? The way it paid out, my daughter mother got those days also. Let me add that the initial visitation gave me Thanksgiving and Christmas. If you don't believe me, count from June 25th, 2015 to Thanksgiving and Christmas. Count from every other Thursday to Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you will see that it was ordered by the same court that those are my holidays to spend with my daughter. But let me finish reading. It say the father alternate weekend parenting schedule of Thursday. I'm going to skip all of this and go to the part where it says will resume 1/7/16 to 1/10/16. Watch this now, Mayor De Blasio. But watch what your judge, Mayor De Blasio, and his friend, the opposing lawyer, did after I left the courtroom. After I was forced out of the courtroom on the hearing of the holiday schedule, look at your calendars again and count every Thursday from the date I dropped my daughter off, which was January 3rd, 2016. So the next date that I should have picked her up was January 14th, 2016, right? Count from there. Count from January 3rd, every other Thursday to June 18th, 2016, which is my daughter's birthday. And you will see that the holiday order revamped the schedule that my daughter's birthday would be my visit. So tell me why, after I was forced to leave the court, tell me why the judge ordered that I pick my daughter back up 3 days after I dropped her off. And it never happened again in any other order. I'm going to tell you why. Now count from June 7th, 2016. when I was ordered to pick her back up. What is that, 4 days? My bad. Ordered to pick her back up. Every other Thursday from June 17, 2016, you can see it right here on the order, to June 18, 2016, which is my daughter's second birthday. Count, and you will see that the judge revamped the revamped order so my daughter mother gets my daughter birthday again. Mayor De Blasio, this is what you call collusion.
And everyone needs to know that they'll be treated the same regardless of who they are. That's what we aspire to.
I never spent a birthday with my daughter. And people would say, well, you know, they favor women. No. See, this is the thing what people fail to understand. My daughter mother lawyer saw a sweet Vic when my daughter mother walked up in her office. My daughter mother lawyer don't give a damn about my daughter. Neither does the judge. They don't give a damn about neither one of us. But she put out there how much money she makes and how much she bring in and all that, and a little bit of assets that she have. They jumped right on that. She jumped on that, and this is why in the future I'm gonna show you about the ex parte hearings they have. So whatever she breaks her off, whatever she breaks her lawyer off with, her lawyer breaks the judge off too. Now, if I'm wrong, why would the judge do something like this? For nothing? Who does something for nothing? Huh?
Allowable and not allowable.
And you're retraining because something is wrong.
Oh, there's no question something's wrong.
Drunk Bonnie.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
So, you're a philosopher?
Yes.
I have received a letter from child support saying that they are going to suspend my license. Suspend my driver's license because I allegedly owe $600 in arrears. And that's crazy because I know people that owe like $40,000 and they just getting notices for, allegedly owe $40,000 and getting letters threatening to suspend their license. So I contacted Rick W. And he told me, what to do. So I mailed this letter or memo from the Department of Justice which states that it is unlawful to send a person to jail for a debt. It's crazy because so many people went to jail for child support. Or did they? This is chess, not checkers. They will say that you did not purge the contempt, so you can go to jail. The contempt is that you did not pay the order of child support. See how dirty that shit is? They cannot suspend your driver's license unless you are a danger or dangerous to other drivers and pedestrians. Rick W. also supplied this letter which brings awareness of the law and what is stated in the Department of Justice memo. And you letting them know that the actions that will follow along with remedy. I mailed this to the Department of Motor Vehicles and Child Support. So they did not respond for a long time. Then they mailed me this. It just states that they are reviewing what I sent them. Then months went by. I mean, they said that they're going to suspend my license in February or March of 2017. While I waited, they continued to send me bills for child support every month. And then in November of 2017, what is that? Let me see. You have March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months later, they sent me this. Look where the X is. It reads, your challenge, but peep the wordplay. Your challenge has been upheld. As such, your driving privileges will not be suspended. Shout out to Rick W. He also has paperwork that you can send to your employer to make them stop garnishing your wages. Also, Rick W. has paperwork that you can send to the banks and make them release your funds. His contact info is in the bio and the bottom of the screen. After doing all this, it renders child support powerless and nothing but a monthly letter in the mail. Because if they can't garnish your wages, they can't freeze your funds, and they can't suspend your license, your barber license, your driver's license, they're nothing but a goddamn gnat at a picnic, or a barbecue, rather. Also, these are evidence and exhibits when you fight in court to get, in the higher court, to get child support off your back, or to get off child support or free of child support. Not suspending my license is admitting that I'm not supposed to be on child support anyway. So how are you gonna suspend my license but still say that I'm supposed to be on child support? Because every reason that I just told them, that I sent them and told them that I'm not supposed to be, you're not supposed to suspend my license, also is aligned with not, being on child support, period, because of so many reasons, and one is due process. Mayor De Blasio, I know that a court attorney can serve as a judge pro tem, but I also know that she cannot sign the judge's signature. Mayor De Blasio, before I go into these forged signatures of the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, whom you co-signed it for, I'm going to look back and compare someone else's signature. Mayor De Blasio, this is your signature. I have known about you, let's say, I have known about you this way, I've known about you, have been the mayor for the past 4 to 5 years, right? Let's say you came on the scene about 6 years ago. I mean, you had to be familiarized, you had to familiarize yourself in order to become mayor, unless you work with kids first, right? I'm just kidding, but dead ass though. This is your signature from back in the day. How you got Bill out of Warren beats the fuck out of me. But look, Mayor De Blasio, your signature is damn near exactly like your signature is today. You can match it up and be like, yeah, Warren or Bill, that's his signature, right? They are different in every way. So, in my future videos, I'm going to break down, it's just ridiculous, but the cover up of this. But damn well, Mayor Warren Bill De Blasio, damn well that these signatures are forged. What is a legitimate reason for someone to forge a signature? Is he in what was or is the Mayor De Blasio, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe, whom you co-signed for, was he ever at one point in a situation medically or physically, where he needed the power of attorney for someone to sign his signature? If so, I need proof of that. No, he need proof of that. And I'm going to say that this is from, probably, I'm going to say 8 years ago, right? See, you got your name, Warren, and then you got AKA Bill De Blasio. Why not? You know what I mean? I call myself a philosopher. Why not? You know, but my point is these signatures are damn near the same. You can see a lot of similarities. But what about your boys? What about the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe signature? Look at these signatures. Look at them. All these signatures have completely different. It's different in almost every way. You know what I mean? Other than the D and the K. Mayor De Blasio, I look at everything as if it is for this system. Peep what I'm saying. If you have a platform and a voice in the media and you do not speak on this corruption of family court or the court system, how they extort and break up families, then you are a part of this system. News stations, social media voices, memes, posters, and imposters, rappers, athletes, movie stars, singers, politicians. I mean, this is news. This is headline news. And if no one is covering it as crimes, then they are a part of this system. And Mayor De Blasio, I add the link to my last video. You know, the Honorable Dean T. Kusakabe Part 1 on your Instagram page and your Facebook page. And it was marked as spam. See, I'm going to unmark it as spam for you though.
Women and mothers, you know, as we nurture men. We've been looking at new models of getting farmers markets to, create buses and drive into communities that are underserved. So we have to deal with the question of access. And believe me, as a busy single mother, as a busy single mother,
But I came to the conclusion that you too is a part of this system. So you and everyone else leaves me with no other choice.
Thank you for calling the FBI. Can I have your name, please?
Russell Spain.
And what did you say your last name was, Russell? I'm sorry.
Spain, like the country.
Okay. And a phone number for you?
34.
Okay. What's going on, sir?
Yes, I would like to make a complaint for color of law violation.
Okay.
All right. The first name is Dean T. Kusakabe. Kusakabe.
K-U-S-A. And then what was after that?
B-E.
C-E. Okay.
B-E. B like Bob.
Gotcha.
Is the Kings County Family Court Judge at 330 J Street. And the second name is Bonnie Gershon. That's Gershon. The third name is Emily Martinez. The fourth name is Sarah, S-A-I-R-A, Wayne.
W-A-Y-N-E?
W-A-N-G.
N-G, okay.
And the last one is Kara Kira J Schettino, Schettino. The law office of Kira J Schettino, 137 Fifth Avenue, 9th floor, New York, New York, 10010.
I've made up a package filled with incriminating evidence against everyone I mentioned, and I will be shipping them out to every FBI field office in this country. Yep, all 56 of them.
I want to say two things real quick before I continue. I can't stress this enough. There is always a time when everything is all good in a relationship. Right then, present the contract, which will eliminate family court out of your lives forever. That contract that I'm talking about is one where both parties agree to willingly take care of the terms that was agreed upon if children was to come from this union. Even if it's just a booty call or a side relationship like a mistress, or even if you're married, sign that contract. It's like a
few things is to avoid this whole situation, though, to avoid even getting to that court system. If you are in a fresh relationship, any of you guys in a fresh relationship, one of the key things to even avoid this whole setup is make an agreement with that man or woman, make an agreement with your partner that you make the agreement saying, listen, if we break up, you know what I'm saying, like, I'll give you this. Write that shit down. It might seem petty, write it down. Okay, now you got to know to write it down. If you don't write it down, then when he or she goes to the court, that's when they get involved.
And here's proof. Rapper Peter Guns and songstress Amina Butterfly recently got divorced. No lawyer, no court order, no mediators. They came together and agreed in a contract and finalized their divorce decree, eliminating the system out of their lives completely. Well, at least for now. And they are cool with each other. No beef. With room for improvement. Look what Peter Guns wrote. Our divorce is not ugly. No lawyers, no judges, no mediators. Just us. I love Amina Butterfly and the beautiful queen she gave me. Divorce in our case is not a bad thing and won't change the support and love for my kids and her music. No comment necessary. Facts.
You feel me? When somebody wants you, you gonna know they want you, cause they at you. They at you 24/7. They checking on you. They calling you. They making dates. They saying what we doing. They ain't saying what you doing. They texting you. Good morning. Good night. How are you? Can I do something for you? This shit ain't a game. Only games get played. You feel me? So you know what it is. Even animals know who treating them right. You feel me? So at the end of the day, You ain't smart as an animal? Quit playing. Y'all playing out here. Everybody know what they dealing with. When you fucking with somebody, they gonna give you red flags. How many times you gonna look past them? You feel me? Remember, you cannot play a game with a motherfucker that's not a game. You can only...
When you make a vow and you say I do, it is supposed to be for life. It's worth it because in the first place, you think about how much you really care for this person, how much this person needs you, how much you need that particular person. What can you live with? What can you live without? And you ask yourself, do I really need this? Like, do I have to have this? Am I going to have my way? Is it worth going through all this fighting? Is it worth going through a divorce and starting over again and all that stuff? And most of the time the answer is going to be no.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes. Through time, you transcend and evolve through time, where you adapt to the situations to continue to grow in life in different levels. And nothing is never the same. You know, through time, you got to evolve. And you adapt to the situation. You find yourself where you want to go, what you want to be.
And until you conquer the enemy in yourself, you can't deal with anyone. In order to be used by God, you have to really be used. You know, we always want to be used for the glorious jobs. Look, God put me on the stage in front of the people in the Grammy show with a nice dress on. Let me just praise your name. But that's not being used. Sometimes in order to be used, you also have to be humiliated. You have to be humiliated sometimes. You have to be kicked and beaten. And in that situation, the person who's kicking and beating, he's feeling more pain than you are. You know, love is an incredible thing, and we don't know love like we should. We always talk about, I have unconditional love. Unconditional love is, we don't even know it, because if a person stops stimulating us, we stop loving them. You're not interesting to talk to anymore. Goodbye. But that real love that sometimes is difficult, difficult to have, that's that love. And that's the confidence.
Silky B.